Hello. I finally have something to film. So I wouldn't call it a lack of mojo because I really wanted to do things, but I just had a complete lack of ideas. The plan for today is to make 3 toppers, one for the front of the journal and one for each of the 2 signatures in the journal, and I'm going to be using my new kit to do that today. I hope using the kit is going to make it really simple and really straightforward so I don't have to overthink things today. I put a little post in the Facebook group. I had some amazing comments and suggestions. One of them was to do a kind of scrappy kit. Lots of people were asking for something similar to the awesome Assemblage. So I've kind of combined those 2 ideas and I've done a scrappy kit with, it's kind of a larger version really, a full-size version of the Assemblage. So it's called Scrap and Scraps Assemblage. So I've only printed 6 of the full-size pages. I haven't printed them all. I think there are 14 full-size pages in the kit. I've printed these at 85%, so they're slightly smaller because of what I think I might use them for. I've also printed a plain page on the back. Any old tea-dyed paper printed on the back would be fine. And I have printed a small amount of the ephemera. So these are the pages that we're definitely going to need, and these are all little scrappy bits and pieces to be torn, to be collaged with. They'd make a fantastic masterboard, all of those lovely things that you can do with scraps. But these are printable scraps. First of all is to decide, I mean, there are, like I said, there are 41 pages in the digital together. I have just a few of them printed, although I could go smaller and do like a larger collage. What I think I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut out a couple of my feature images, I'm going to call these, and I love all of them. It's just going to be working out which one is going to work best with this kind of cover. Now, the great thing about this kit is it is pretty theme neutral. The ephemera pieces are much more specific, so you can pull out whatever works the project you're doing, but most of these are pretty generic and should work with many kits. So I think I'm going to start with this. I've got my piece, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to tear the edges of this. I'm not going to cut anything exact. Okay, so I have this, which is possibly going to be my journal topper. And again, I haven't printed all of these pieces. I'm looking for another piece that's going to work with this background and this background to possibly mount one of these pieces on. Now that works well with that piece. That kind of works well with that. I'm just going to have a little look through. So I'm just going to cut out a few things that I think might work. Okay, so I have a few options for this image. A few options there, and I have a few image options for this image here. Now, I like that pale kind of colouring. I think it would work well on top of here, but I also really like the little pops of colour on those as well. Or what I'm going to do next is just cut or tear this piece here. I'm not 100% sure I'm actually going to use this. So I'm going to just put a little fold so I know roughly where to tear that. And we now have this panel to go on top of here. I think it works quite well. It's a little bit of a contrast, but not too much. So now it's just going to be a case of seeing what works and what doesn't. This is my kind of first choice, but I'm not sure about the height of this, but this works really well on top of this journal cover. Tear a little bit more off this. So we're spending today's video tearing paper. Can't really make it any easier than that, tearing down paper. And I think that is going to make a very pretty topper. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to ink all my pieces. So this piece has been printed onto photo quality inkjet paper, and the ephemera pieces I have printed onto heavyweight matte. And if you check out the description of the video, inside down near the bottom, I do have a link to a video on the papers that I use. You might find it useful. Grabbed a little piece of mica. I do love this mica. I'm just going to see if I can... I'm just going to thin that down. I do apologise if you don't have any, but do check out my video on faux mica. I'll link that down below and here. So I'm quite loving that though. I am loving how that looks. So I want sewing on here. I'm not sure that I want sewing all the way around the edge, or whether I want it, I think I want it just around my image. I am going to be gluing these together. Okay, so I'm just going to sew around my image. So I'm kind of loving how that looks at the moment. I'm going to grab some lace. I found two that I think might work. Both of them are quite subtle. Not feeling the lace. I think I'm going to stick to this, possibly. Now I'm not sure. So let's have a look. Right. I'm not sure. I'm definitely going to use it, and I'm thinking it's going to go on this cover. So let's have another look at this. So I think I'm going to do something like this. Okay, this side is really plain, so I'm actually going to add my lace to the side of this piece. So I'm just going to add a little bit of glue down that left hand side. Yeah. So I've now got these two as well. I'm going to sew them. So we have these three toppers now, and we're just going to decide where in the journal we're actually going to put them. So I loved that. I love this whole compilation, but I just don't know that that colour works. I wish I hadn't put this background on. So what I could do, I think I'm going to tear this second background off, because that's still my first choice for the front. I love this green, and I think it just works so well with that front cover. This is not about making things complicated. The whole point of this kit is to make things easier. Layering, collages, masterboards, all that kind of good stuff. Yeah. Yes, that's right, isn't it? Perfect. I love it. I don't think I want any kind of fabric panel underneath this. I'm quite happy with this how it is. May add a little piece of greenery here. It's a little die cut. Yeah, I'm going to add this. I'm not going to ink it. Quite happy with it how it is. Just dab a little bit of that glue off there. A little too much. Just very gently pat that down. Just gives it a little bit more interest, I think. Happy with that. So I'm going to glue her into place. So we have our little journal topper. We still have room for a little book plate or something under here. We have our 2 signature toppers, just to decorate those. I do need to sew around these and ink them before I glue them into place. But I just wanted to show you how simple it is to make some layered elements and toppers for journals and things like that. I do intend to use a lot more of this kit within this journal, and this journal is going to be the second giveaway journal. Now, you might ask, what happened to the last giveaway journal? Well, I actually tidied my craft room a few weeks ago and I put it away, and I'm so sorry, I completely forgot about that journal until I found it recently. So I am going to be back tomorrow with the giveaway for that journal, which is this one. It's quite full. As you may remember, it did get pretty packed with all the things we made. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick one of those videos to choose a comment for the winner. I put it away somewhere safe and forgot about it. Just completely forgot about it. And then all of the videos that I'm doing now, while I decorate this and make various things, this will be the next giveaway journal. So make sure you are a subscriber, you click the like button and you comment if you wish to be entered in for this journal here. So I will see you all really soon. I'm really sorry, my head is all over the place today, but I will be back. Take care.